What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So in this video, we're going to talk about something I just run across, where the Donald Trump's administration has evicted a former Coast Guard commander, Linda Fagan. I guess that's how you say her name. From her home, and according to the allegations, it was done with a 3-hour notice. So we're going to go over this article about it and talk about it for a second, because this seems a little. Uh, I'm not going to say surprised, but um, it does seem kind of messed up. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. And please consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. Check out my other channels: JMD Drummer, JMDPLAY. Got the Discord there, one-time donation QR there, or you can go up to JMD Nation Patreon for $3 a month. If you would like to help out there, help support the channel, all the channels, you're more than welcome to. Any support that you do give, though, is very much appreciated, and I thank you very much from the bottom, way down here, bottom of my heart. A little weird. Okay. Um. So yeah, we have, along with all the other crazy ass stuff that's been going on, and I've got more videos to come after this one. I found this one because I'm leading up to my kind of theme for the night. Um, we have this one here where one of the the big hitters that they've been going at in across all of the federal government is the attack on DEI, um, which has been politicized to be this issue with hiring. Like, that's the only thing that they're concentrated on, is like that it prevents from merited hiring, um, and which is quite frankly kind of a ridiculous argument against it. Um, DEI does so much more, um, so much positive, in that's the problem with the argument, is that it's solely, the only thing the Republicans and MAGA and stuff are concentrating on is saying that it prevents from merited hiring, and that it allows for unqualified people to be hired strictly based on what they say is discrimination. Um, you know, based strictly based on whatever race, sex, gender, age, you name it, whatever. When really it actually is more of an inclusive mechanism, making and a protection mechanism for minorities and underappreciated communities. Um, you know, from uh, veterans to disabled people to, I mean, you name it, all kinds of groups of people. It's a complete encapsulation of inclusion for all people, and protects people of from everything, really, in to create equal opportunity in hiring, yes, but also in, um, like, behavioral things, or like, um, uh, uh, protections in within the job, to make sure that they're being treated properly and stuff like that. There's it's so much deeper than just some sort of hiring, propaganda. It's that they're trying to go with here. But that's what they're using here in this article, or in this argument, to um, remove this Coast Guard commander from her position. So we're going to swap over here and go over the article. You see, Trump administration evicts, this is from NBC News, evicts former Coast Guard leader from her house with 3-hour notice. So this is her here, I do believe. Yeah, Fagan. Um, President Donald Trump's administration evicted former Coast Guard Commandant Linda Fagan from her home with 3 hours' notice on Tuesday, not even enough time to gather her personal effects, according to two people familiar with the incident. Fagan, a four-star admiral and the first woman to lead a branch of military, okay, was removed from her post as the Coast Guard's top officer on Trump's second day in office. So she's a four-star admiral. Now I didn't look into like full details on this lady, and what she has done. I mean, but she's clearly, a awarded highly, I would assume a highly regarded um person in our military to have been given and appointed a position of leading a branch, a whole fucking branch of our military. Okay. And to be the first woman to do so. I think that's amazing, in my opinion. Um, Officials at the Homeland Security Department, which oversees the Coast Guard, cited border security issues, and an excessive focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion among the reasons for her dismissal. Fagan made a convenient target for a new president who wanted to flex his muscle. The process for hiring her was less complex than for for firing her was less complex than for dismissing chiefs of the four main branches of the military. More than that, the move allowed him to send signals about his anti-DEI agenda and desire to stem the flow of illegal immigrants and goods into the United States. Throwing her out of her house on short notice went a step further. It's petty and it's personal, one Fagan ally said. But a DHS official countered that it made sense for her to be removed out of the home at Joint Base uh, Anacostia Bowling. I'm not sure if that's said right. She was terminated with cause 2 weeks ago today, and she was still living in those Admiral quarters, the official said. And I don't know who the DHS official is stating here, confirming that Fagan had been told to leave. The officials said they could not confirm or deny the 3 hour timeline. Coast Guard leaders had given, this is apparently, I'm assuming what MS News got from the Coast Guard. I don't know. Coast Guard leaders had given Fagan a 60-day waiver to find new housing, according to one of the sources. So, according to a source, she was given 60 days waiver. According to this DHS official, she was given termination 2 weeks ago and had still not left the quarters. But if she was given 60 days, that clearly is not, 2 weeks. That's 2 months. So maybe they misunderstood 2 weeks for 2 months. And they was like, oh, she's not, But on Tuesday, Homeland Security officials told the acting commandant, Kevin Lunday, that he had to kick her out because the president wants her out of quarters. According to one of the people familiar with the incident, the DHS officials was not able to immediately ascertain whether the directive had in fact come from Trump or whether his name had been invoked without his knowledge. I'm pretty sure he probably said it. I mean, the shit that he's said here lately, I wouldn't doubt it. Lundy then informed Fagan, I mean, we just using common sense, right? That he claims to always use. At 2 p.m. Tuesday, telling her that she had 3 hours to get out. Shortly after that, her team received a call from aides to Sean Planke, a DHS senior advisor and retired Coast Guard officer, instructing her to leave the house unlocked so that the interior could be photographed, according to one of the sources. It's a really strange power play, the Fagan ally said. Fagan pushed back on DHS officials taking pictures of the insides of the home. I do not authorize them to come into my house, whether I'm there or not, she told another Coast Guard official. Lunday relayed that back to Planky's team, noting that an attempt to access the house would amount to trespassing. I will get this out, I promise. According to one of the sources, but Fagan did depart. She left the house, quote, with many, maybe all of her personal items and household goods still there, said a former U.S. military official. She spent the night with friends. United States Transportation Command is now responsible for moving her personal effects out of the house. She has, quote, she was given a different place to stay, the DHS official says. We're still providing her housing. The official was not able to say what form of housing, and the Fagan ally said that an alternative was not offered to her as part of the discussion of her vacating the premises. So there's very much some, confusion, potential like ass covering by this DHS official. Who knows? But I mean, for someone who claims, and for someone who claims to, have the utmost respect for the military, he really, really despises so many of these, generals and apparently an admiral and like these people in high ranks. He has such disregard for them, hatred for them. It seems. I mean, like it's crazy to me. And for what and why? Just because of this, because of supposedly DEI. That what is the argument that she was implementing DEI excessively in her position for what, hiring people or signing people? I don't when it comes to the border, I don't I mean, this was petty, just as it was said here, petty and personal. And that's all Trump has been doing since he got in office. It's just petty, uh, vengeful actions, retribution to anyone who has said anything bad about him, has those that were doing or bringing cases about the January Sixers, or bringing this cases and stuff, doing stuff or providing evidence or whatever on the cases against him or whatever. Like, he is attacking everybody. He's firing them all, releasing them from their positions. He's doing political revenge, retribution, the things that he claimed that Biden did, and here he is doing it. It's just he's so childish. He's so childish. Like I said, I don't know anything personally about this lady, honestly, but I mean, where's the respect though? Where's the understanding? I mean, to kick an admiral out of her quarters, which would seemingly to be, very short notice. I don't know about the 3 hours, but it seems to be very short notice. Short enough that she was unable to get her personal goods, personal things from, Uh, when she was, according to her understanding, it seemed she had 60 days to find another place. And clearly, where at the end where it says we're giving her, um, uh, she's been given a different place to stay. We're still providing her housing. Well, clearly that was not the case before this, because that's the reason why you're kicking her out. You stated it up here. Um, wherever the hell it was, that she had been in there for 2 weeks. Yeah, she was terminated 2 weeks ago and still living in the quarters. So clearly, you didn't offer her an alternative. It's been, 60-day waiver to find housing. That's not giving her an alternative. So clearly, that was some way of covering up, making it look better. Oh, we're giving her house. We're not just putting her out on the streets. That's shady as fuck. Um, I don't know. This is just one more peg on the board of all the chaos and weird shit that has happened in the past 2 weeks. Um, so yeah, let me know what you think. If you know more information about this person, if you have seen other articles with more information about this issue, if I need to be corrected, if I mean, or needs to be updated, or is there more to this than even's right here that's damning to the administration or whatever? Let me know. Put in the comments your thoughts on this. And yeah, until next time, peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.